Thank you for joining me today for today's Pick a Rune reading. So we've got runic dice here that I'm using. These are made from a beautiful cedar wood. I love cedar wood as a purifying, protection and grounding kind of essence in oils or incenses. So they're beautiful. As you'll have to excuse me, there's an animal spirit that's just dropped in. I'm not going to edit that out of the video because perhaps he was sending his love and blessings to you. So hello Rama. He's gone now. But yeah, there's a blessing from Rama for everyone. So to continue with the reading, I'll get you to choose. Just take a deep breath. I like to start our readings with you taking a really beautiful deep breath, just connecting with yourself, command all your personal energy back from your day. And take another really full deep breath down in your diaphragm. And another one. And there you are, that's it. And release. And just look at one of the dice. Choose one that you're really drawn with. And we'll work with that dice. And I'll let you know in the comments where you're able to scroll to in the video to find your dice once we're up to reading it. So first of all, this is number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. So we're going to roll dice number 1. I'm going to keep these in order of 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. So number 1, we'll just roll. So if you chose this rune, let's see what the wisdom of the runes have for you. Okay, so this runic symbol is the letter R, or now forgive me if I'm not pronouncing this with the correct, Elder Futhark pronunciation, but it is Radar or Radar, and it's to do with journeys. So really we're able to travel between the physical and non-material world at any time. Now shamans can do that. They've been trained, they seem to have ease at being able to do with that, but why can't ordinary humans also have that access? And guess what we do? So we're able to travel in and out of worlds through our dreams. That's one perfect example. And also in the waking hours through our daydreams. So there are definitely a lot of avenues for you to be able to there's professional people that can do ceremonies with you, that can help you through shamanic journeys. There's meditations you can do. I offer those. There's all sorts of different ways to get into that dream world. But it's not just getting into the dream world that counts. It's staying grounded while you do it. So that way your physical body is happy while you're in there learning what you need to learn. So your spirit's safe to do a little bit of a soul search in those other worlds outside of the material realm. So it's all about rites of passage, the passing of time, being grounded, but also letting your spirit, dictate where you're meant to head. So if you've been drawn to this dice and you are noticing that R really stands out for you and it's resonating, then perhaps there's a message for you at the moment to pay attention to dreams, or do some meditations and just let your spirit just gather information that you need to know about. So you may have a few visions, or perhaps over the coming days after doing that meditation, perhaps there's some beautiful signs from the outside world, like you might find cockatoo feathers, or whatever you'll know when you see those signs, and you can sort of try and work out what they mean for you. I'm always here too. You can reach out if you have any questions, but basically the most important thing is, if you are doing that sort of work, it's always nice to visualize some sort of cord, like an umbilical cord that connects your soul and it's tethered to your body, and also work closely with Mother Nature and Earth, so you are always earthed, anchored and grounded. But again, there are ways of getting expert help with this sort of thing if it's something you feel like you need to explore because it's really just going into your own intuition and letting your soul and your higher self dictate where you're going, and to trust in that. So yes, this rune, if you got it, means start paying attention to dreams, signs, and listening to what your heart's telling you in terms of developing your spirituality. So now we'll go with rune number 2, or rune cube, rune dice number 2. It's very exciting using these. So, okay, so we've got here Fehu or Fehu. That's all about cattle, nourishment. Now, I know a lot of people have got the rune decks, you know, they sell them in the, you know, new age shops and things like that. So a lot of people are watching this may already be familiar with runes. But, you know, I'm also a clairvoyant, so I'm channeling what I get on top of what the theory says. So this talks about wealth, prosperity, and material possessions. But it's also about things that sustain you, things that keep you going, so that you can come here and do the gifts that you're, you know, work on those gifts that you're meant to unleash and give to the world. So I think if you've been drawn to this rune and this is the one that has been rolled for you, then absolutely start thinking about ways that you'd like to create, like get into your inner creative fire, that really primal feeling, and ask the universe to provide you with time, or perhaps it's money you need to get these creative projects off the ground. Maybe it's a space that you need to work from. Just really put it out there to the universe that you've got some stuff that you need to get your teeth into, and universe, please line up some of you know, the base or material, you know, foundation, so that you can get this work up and running, because it's, you know, now is the time. See what comes up over the next few months actually around that one, like creative inspiration you get. And if you just suddenly feel like, hey, I've got to go and get this happening, I'm going to cancel things, I'm just going to go do it. I mean, obviously be mindful of what you're cancelling, but yeah, I think this rune is definitely a sign that you've got some good stuff within you that you're ready to just like pull out and give to the world when you feel it's time, and the universe will kind of shift heaven and earth so you can get those things done. So now we'll move on to rune 3, rune dice 3. We'll roll that one. Okay, so we've got Halgaz or Halgaz. Now this is all about disruption, chaos. Now that it refers to hail, you know, and when if any of you have experienced hail, it's shattering. The sound of hail, it's different to raindrops or even a heavy rain. It's shattering. There's a little bit of a shock to the system when you experience hail. So perhaps you could view this rune as, you know, there's a little bit of a wake-up call. Perhaps there's part of you that knew it was coming, so when it comes, it's not so much of a surprise. It's not like a big snowball getting thrown in your face. It's like a little hailstone. It's not going to hurt you. It's just like a, you know, I think the thing is, if you feel like there's changes coming up, perhaps start preparing for them, like have a contingency plan, so you're not acting out of fear, like, oh my god, this is going to happen, I'm really scared, I've got to make sure my ducks are lined up. It's not like that. Just sort of think, okay, I'm taking my power back. Change happens, that's part of the way of life. However, if it does happen, I've got a few little, you know, rabbits out of the hat I can pull if I need to, or I'll make those phone calls that I need to make to ensure, just to put myself out there. You know, like for example, if it's a job that you need to get out of and you're going somewhere else, or perhaps it's a living situation, maybe it's nothing that major, maybe it's just a small shift in your life where there's a bit of disruption, but I do feel that you need to prepare for it, and that way when it comes you're not so shocked. And sometimes having that confidence that, okay, whatever happens, I'll be okay. Sometimes that in itself might avert the biggest shock of all, or the nastiest blow that can come from change. And having that attitude that, hey, change is as good as a holiday. So yeah, bring it on. You know, I'm ready to upgrade, because this rune can also mean not just, oh no, there's this disruption in my life, but hey, you know, I'm ready for an upgrade. And sometimes upgrades require a little bit of extra inner strength. So there you go. There's your reading. You will be fine. So 4th rune, last rune. Here we go. Let's see what comes up. Okay, now this is a really interesting one. Jera, it's one of my favourite runes because I love cycles and things that happen in cycles, because it talks about the ebb and flow of life. So this is about 1 year passing, or a harvest. It's about seasons coming and going, the passing of time, changes for the better, and being able to reap the rewards. So perhaps there's been something you've been working on, and it's time to start reaping in that harvest and feeling good about your work, and knowing that the crop that you're about to bring in for yourself is really well produced. You were diligent, you worked hard on it. It might have taken you years to get there for some people who've drawn this particular rune, but really I think it's all about you. Just know that it's well deserved. So expect a win to come in, and that win is not just a lottery ticket where you just you're out there and you hope it happens and you put it in for the best. This is a win related to something you've manifested and you've worked hard on. So when it comes in, really indulge in it, really enjoy it, because it's very, very well deserved. So yeah, good news coming for people that pick this rune. So just to sum up, we've got a little bit of cedarwood inside these dice, as I mentioned earlier. So I do use these because there's a grounding element to that cedarwood. And the cedarwood was the woman who makes the dice. She actually uses branches from fallen, that have fallen. So she doesn't go and harvest from the trees, like cut them down or anything. She finds fallen branches and then does her work there. So they're beautifully ethically sourced. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. And if you'd like a deeper reading with me at any time, just certainly, feel free to reach out, clairvoyantgiselle.com, or message me through Instagram, or, you'll find me. Okay, so thank you for coming and enjoying the reading, and have a lovely day.